Reckless talk. Son of a Justin. Hey, reckless talk. But I got expensive habits. Don't step in salt.
All right, morning, afternoon, evening, however you are. Don from Kenya Gunners TV, and I'm with Kwame from Kenya Gunners TV as well. Football is back. Yeah, football is back this weekend. But there are so many games going on. One of the main biggest games, actually, apart from the Arsenal game, of course, we have the Manchester versus Man City derby, which probably I think it's on Sunday, if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you
So
sure it's
anyway,
on Sunday or tomorrow? It's on Sunday or tomorrow? It's tomorrow.
I'm
I
not
mean,
really sure.
the Arsenal game is tomorrow.
Yeah, the Arsenal game is tomorrow. The Arsenal game is tomorrow at 5 p.m. East African time. Yeah.
Oh, you're
So
talking
anyway,
about the Manchester.
yeah, I'm
Which game
talking
is
about
that
the
on
Manchester derby, United versus City.
Interesting. Nice.
Yeah, one of the most interesting games. But anyway, let's focus on our game. So Kwame,
Yeah.
first things first, but they are coming from one of the best wins I think I've seen. Like I was even telling you off camera, if you look at the way our team has been playing, somehow from the game we played versus Seville, that fluidity thing that I'm talking about, there's a bit of fluidity that was we saw in that game. Remember, the argument has been like this season, there's that lack of fluidity that has been there, but now from the game we
transitions were very
observed,
slow.
yeah, from the game that we played on Tuesday versus Seville, somehow I think we saw a bit of fluidity. So it's Arsenal versus Sheffield. First things first, but they do think one of those games that you're intimidated, or is it one of those games that you're like, it's just one of those games that you should go get 3 points, or at the same time are you like caught up in this mindset whereby these teams that actually come off championship, these cheap teams that you usually underestimate are the ones that usually give us, a very, very hard time. You remember the last season when we met Bournemouth? Bournemouth was just from relegation of championship. They gave us a run for our money. I mean, that was one of the best games.
Was relegated, but they beat us.
Yeah, they beat us. So, no, we drew with them, actually. Sorry, we drew with them. But they really gave us a very, very, very hard time. So, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so for me, I think Arsenal fans are the most fickle fans. I, as an Arsenal fan, I think behind the scenes, I've told you that Arsenal fans are difficult to please. When we do well, they're excited. When we make some mistakes, which is human, we make a lot of noise. I think, as I told you, in the previous games, losing Timber, even Zinchenko was injured for a while. Havertz has been adapting. Like just losing our key midfield and Vieira not getting enough body and physicality to do what Odegaard can do
in the midfield
has made that Arteta be forced to adapt to the playmaking. You understand? So now most teams come, they want to be physical with us, and then they want to suffocate Odegaard. Odegaard is kicked left, right, and center. You see? So and he's not like Saka in terms of physicality. Saka can have a bad game, but because he runs, he's strong. So I think Arteta has had to adapt, and I think that's the difference between the Arsenal of this season and last season. Last season, when we don't have Jesus and Zinchenko and Saliba, the game is dead. Like we struggle. And then we, because we didn't have in the players that Arteta wants, we had a certain style of playing which was very exciting. But when the key players are injured, but right now, because of Havertz, because of Tomiyasu, because of the team adapting to Arteta's style, there's so many styles we could play. We could. Havertz can play number 9. Havertz can play on the wing. Havertz can play as a playmaker or a second striker. We have options, And
Yeah.
where I saw the growth, because my issue was because of the adaptation. You
Yeah.
see, you need chemistry with players. So we were
Yeah.
building up so slowly,
Yeah.
too
Yeah,
slowly.
for sure.
Remember, even Raya came, she's still having to adapt.
Yeah.
So I think that adaptation is what has caused that fluidity to be affected, which is normal,
Yeah.
right? So now
Yeah.
the Seville game, not very many teams in the whole world. If you look at Seville's head-to-head record in their home, not very many
Yeah.
teams. They're like Liverpool in their stadium.
Mm.
It's very, very difficult to beat them
Mm.
in
Mm.
their home. So for us to beat them psychologically, it tells us we got this,
Yeah.
And now we can play.
Sorry, Kwame, interrupted you, but yeah, pick it up
So
from
that
where you
was
left
saying,
it. Yeah.
So the Seville game was a good marker in terms of our development. I still will say Eddie needs to be sold in January, but I don't want to cry over that. He's what we have. We have to support him. So so for me, I think the only fear I have is that if Arsenal are not motivated, they will make a mistake. Then if Sheffield score within the first 15 to 20 minutes, then they will defend the whole game. Now, when you have to chase the game, that means you have to recover a goal and then score another goal to win. Then that means you put so much physical pressure on your players. And then now, because you're chasing the game, players like Fabio Vieira, players like Emil Smith-Rowe and Kiwior don't get a chance to play some minutes. You understand? So I think now we should be mature enough to start putting pressure on Sheffield, because they have not won. I don't think they have won any game this season.
They haven't won any game so far.
They haven't won. They have not won. They have drawn one, and the rest that they have lost. So they're at the bottom. They're struggling. So I don't have time to feel sorry for them. And this is the time to just come in, make a professional performance, score two quick goals, then give this other youngin a chance to show what they have. Because the reason why they struggle when they go to Champions League or these other places, when you have injuries, you cannot play if you have no match fitness. There's no way you're going to go play Champions League and you've not been playing. 100%. You'll notice there's a difference. You'll notice there's a difference in the quality when they come in. Not because they're not good enough. They need a few minutes, even if it's 10 minutes. 10 minutes, But you see, they can only come in if the game has been won. You see? So I think we need to come in with. You see, the way the transitions were so fluid and fast in the Seville game, like the passing by everyone. It was just one touch, two touch, one touch, two touch, one touch, two touch.
Yes. And games were very clinical.
Yeah.
Their passes were so clinical. Yes.
So we need to make it simple and quick and fast. Tap, goal. Tap, goal. Tap, goal. Then allow the other youngins to come in and get some game time. Yeah, so for me, I don't think this is a game to worry about. But there's no team in the Premier League that you can. Even the games that they lost, Sheffield against Manchester United, against all the other teams, those people scored in the 90th minute. Like they struggled.
Spurs. Even if you remember the game, because I remember vividly well. They played versus Tottenham Hotspurs, and I'm telling you, those guys, this had one goal, just like you said, and defended the whole time. They defended the whole time. Imagine Spurs scored 3 minutes to the end of the game. They just had 2 scores and they won like that. So those are the, like what you're saying. Actually, these are the kind of teams that you need to get a score. Once you get a score, get as many scores as possible. Then now shut them down, because if you don't shut them down, allow them to score, they really give you a hard time.
So long as Declan Rice is there,
yes,
I'm happy.
Yeah. So now, one thing that we observe by there from the Seville game, we've been having this debate, Tomiyasu or Zinchenko. And clearly, there's no debate here. But the Tomiyasu, but they makes a better left back than Zinchenko in terms of defense.
I think I beg to differ. It was the kind of game we were playing. Seville in a previous game in the Primera Liga drew with Real Madrid. Drew with Real Madrid. So beating them at home is hard. They never lose at home. So we cannot go there and experiment. If we put Zinchenko is good in attacking play, but he's very poor. He has lapses in concentration, not because he doesn't want to defend. It's like Odegaard is not physical, like Juninho is not physical. So when he gets people who bully him, like Akina Akuna, you remember that guy called Akuna? The guy was physical, he was rough, but you see, Nani, what's his name? Declan Rice was strong there, So I feel like we cannot treat that game with a bottom team. You see, I think this is the time we can risk to do. You see, like with them, we were careful with our press. We were not pressing like 100%. We were pressing 90%, and then being very methodical. We were playing a 4-2-3-1. So we had a double pivot of Juninho and Declan Rice. So that means we were very careful in defense, and then we had quick transitions in attack. But that was Sevilla. Sevilla is the place, but Sevilla the team, yeah. So Sevilla was we respected them, and with good reason. But this one, I think this is the team now we need to show who we are. We need to go with the passing game and the fast transition that we played at Sevilla. But now I think we need to go more attack-minded. You remember how last season we used to press? You see, pressing, people don't understand. There are different types of press. Like there's the full-on press where they can't breathe. They touch the ball, the most they can do is kick it out.
That's the whole idea.
We attack. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do with them.
So from a tactical perspective, for Sheffield's game, you're saying what would you prefer? Would you prefer Astas Zinchenko in the name of attacking? Once because like you said, he's very good in attack, but his defense is actually quite poor. So would you rather have him
poor is
start
relative,
the game?
Not poor Sheffield style, but if you put him against Liverpool, Man City, Tottenham, he's going to make.
They'll figure him out.
But,
they'll figure him out.
If it's Sheffield, he's okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like Tomiyasu doesn't need to play. Tomiyasu doesn't need to play.
No, what I'll do is this. Because like I really, really admire Tomiyasu's defense. That is for the games he's been playing so far. I really, really admire his defense. So what I'll do, from a tactical perspective, I'll start Zinchenko for this game. All right. Then now, later on once we probably have like 2-3 goals in, maybe the second half, we cannot bring Tomiyasu. Yeah.
Yes.
From a tactical perspective, that is what I'll do.
Yeah. That would make sense. But for me, what I'm looking at is the whole season. So for me, such a game with a bottom team, I'd rest Tomiyasu because we have Newcastle coming and we have a cup game.
Yeah.
So for me, I'd rest them and play Kiwior.
Okay.
Not because, but after the goals, not before.
After the goals.
For his confidence. Because we need the whole team. There's a reason why we need all these players. You see,
exactly.
Because if Saliba gets injured and Kiwior has played only 2 or 3 games the whole season,
the rust will definitely show that the rust. Like you said, if a player doesn't play often, of course, there's a rusty bit part of it. So they require a lot of game time, to get them to polish their skills and whatnot. So, like, I feel like for this kind of game, in being it's chef, we give them respect.
And at home, and remember we are at home, so we can risk.
We are at home.
We are at home.
Yeah.
So for me, the only thing that I tell Arteta to tell off Saka, tell off Martinelli, because in such games we tend to be wasteful. You see, like
very
even
wasteful
in Sevilla.
Yeah,
Martinelli had an open chance. Instead of lobbing, he just kicked it straight to the keeper. Same to Gabriel Jesus. He had a clear chance to score. We could have been comfortable. But now what happened? The last 15 minutes, we were surviving.
That game actually ought to probably have gone 4-0 up. Like you see, that 2-1 score versus Seville was a very, very dangerous. We were basically working on thing because all they needed to do was just get a goal. And once they had a goal, they now started really giving us a hard time. Thank God, actually, there's a ball that Dreyer punched actually, and it went up.
Yes.
Thank God that goal didn't go in, because I'm telling you, if that goal went in,
that was luck. That was luck. And I think that's what Arteta is slowly bringing into the team. just trying to cut out the mistakes, because our defense is generally very good. In fact, I think in right now in the Premier League, our defense is the best in terms of leaking goals. Is the best. But the problem is, you can have a good defense for 70 minutes, and then you just make a stupid mistake in the 75th minute. Then you start struggling to survive, because psychologically these guys are now, they have psych, they want to get a goal.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if you have a team like Liverpool, like Real Madrid, like PSG, they're going to annihilate you. You know, they're going to finish you. So yeah. So for me, I think we have grown as a team. I think the one player that I have no remorse for, and sorry, I give people chances. Nketiah is just, I get annoyed. You know, it's like a Sheffield player in our team. The guy can't hold the ball. The guy can't pass the ball. You see when Jesus, as much as he doesn't score, you see the work he does in terms of playing a attacking midfielder, or a second striker, false nine. Like, the guy is everywhere. He's linking up play. He's the one who created by the way, it's actually Jesus who created those goals.
Yeah, he's actually the first goal. The first goal is only created by the assist for Martinelli.
Yes, and then he scored. So you see, Eddie can't do that.
Yeah,
Eddie can't do that. So we're going to feel the impact of him not being there. So that means Trossard. But the only issue with Trossard, I've noticed that Trossard can't play a full 90 minutes, and the game is physical, right? So you just need to be rough with him, because he has a small build. He's very technical. He can score with both feet, but he's nimble, and his body size, he's not big. So I feel that's the thing. So I feel like we need to find an option for at least Saka. I don't know what Mikel is going to do for a pep talk to get Saka to form to come back, Odegaard's form to come back. The other thing that I think is a problem from a human perspective is that Odegaard has been playing throughout, running throughout. Fabio Vieira was supposed to come for cover, but he's too weak. He causes so many mistakes. He scores spectacular goals, great passes, but he has lapses in concentration. So the guy loses concentration, a goal. Now we are chasing the game. You see, so Odegaard, although he's not in his best form, off the ball, he runs throughout. The guy is running. Saka, his game is off. He's running. So Vieira has to step up.
Yeah, he definitely has to step up.
I don't want to say Nketiah has to step up. Let him step up until January, then we can sell him. The other mistake I think Arsenal do, although that's not the discussion now, we are talking about pre-Sheffield, is that Nketiah has been given a lot of chances to improve his game. He's not going to get any better than he is. We should have sold him this summer while his price was up. People are actually offering £30 million. Now, how much can we sell him? How much? He's being paid £100,000. His salary was increased. Even if we can sell him, who is going to be willing to pay? If he refuses, he'll say, let me finish my contract.
Yeah.
So now nobody wants to pay him. He's not worth £100,000. He's on £100,000, right? And he's not scoring. So now there are players just like Pepe. We bought him for £70 million.
Yeah.
When you had a chance to sell him, we didn't sell him. Now we had to give him for free. If you are not careful, same to Nketiah, he will go for free. Yet we could have got 30-40 million pounds.
Yeah.
Because it's English.
The same deal we made with Balogun. That's that Balogun move was actually very, very smart. We actually made 40 million pounds by then from that deal. Anyway, Kwame, I really don't want us to dwell much on this. We are going to have another conversation, and the next conversation actually by this Partey being injured. Is there liability?
Yeah.
What do we need to do? Anyway, let me end this conversation here. Quick, what are your score predictions?
I think a solid 3-4-0. 3-4-0. If Arteta respects these guys, if he talks to the forward line, because what we do is Arsenal always gives every team a chance. A chance. Even though we win, we scrape through. We always make even the smallest Nottingham Forest, I don't know, Fulham, all those teams, we give them, they feel like, when we go to Arsenal, we'll rough them up. Them up. It's only players like Declan who don't take nonsense from anybody. Are the only ones who are giving us that steal. But I feel like if we play the way we played in Sevilla, 3-4-0. Let me say 3-0.
For me, I want us by to score like 4 goals because so I'm predicting actually 4-0. Reason being, goal difference is actually a factor by this season. If you look right now, we are tied with points with Man City, but they're ahead of us with goal difference. If you look at Spurs, they're ahead, and their goal difference actually is another level. So anyway, let me end this conversation here. We're going to be doing a second video. That is the parties. The discussion is going to be revolving around party. Yeah, Kwame. So I'll be seeing you on the next one, bro.
All right. Cheers, bro.
All right. Cheers.